And it continues on Southeast Texas Weekly. I'm Kevin Steele. Great to have you with us. Great, great, great. Joining me all the way on your right side over there from your vantage point, Nathan Buddy Reynolds, Democratic activist. Good to see you
Kevin.
as always, sir. Jeff Lewis, GOP activist extraordinaire. Good to see
Right in
you.
the middle.
And Godfrey Leggett. What do you say? What can you say?
Pleasure to be here, Kevin.
I mean, he's Alec Baldwin, except better.
A little
Except better.
Balding.
A little more conservative than Alec Baldwin. A couple of views here. We got some real issues with this matter of Ebola. But let's take the 10,000-foot view because we've come to see how rapidly the news developments are when it comes to Ebola. 3 patients total, it appears here right now, the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention is trying to react to it. Is the administration reacting properly, in your view, Godfrey Leggett?
I don't think we were ready.
We were not ready.
we
Is
didn't-
this, in fact,
we should have
New
followed
Orleans
this.
Katrina debacle
no.
for President Obama?
No, it's not President Obama's problem. It's the
It's
fact that the
the
hospitals.
administration's
the
problem,
hospitals,
is it not, to handle matters of public safety?
Yes, but not every little detail he can. He's only one man, Kevin. Okay, we got to depend on our agencies.
He's only one man, Jeff Lewis. Why should the President of the United States be held accountable?
Well, it's actually interesting we say that because he actually appointed a woman named Nicole Lurie, who is the Assistant Health Secretary. And you know, when you got someone that her direct responsibility is control pathological diseases in the United States, viral infections, prevent pandemics, okay? This isn't her category, okay? You haven't seen her say a word yet, okay? She's off the map. Instead, we got the CDC guy that is saying, hey, we got a whole bunch of stuff here that you don't have to worry about, and then 3 days later, they're having to backtrack and say, this is a real problem.
Maybe
okay?
she's evaluating the facts before she opens her mouth, which is usually a pretty good idea.
Keep that in mind sometime.
Should President Bush have been blamed for the debacle involving FEMA and other agencies in New Orleans after the hurricane?
It's not the president's fault that a natural disaster happens.
No.
Now, perhaps he should have been more
It's
prepared.
more the reaction to it.
Maybe he should have been more prepared.
And in that context, should President Obama be held accountable for the reaction to what could be, in fact, a global pandemic, this matter of Ebola?
President Obama needs to take steps to prepare the American population for the influx of possibly a deadly epidemic.
He's
or
already
pandemic
taken
disease.
steps,
No,
Jeff
they
Lewis. He
should-
has taken steps to put troops on the ground in West Africa to.
Wait, we were talking about
yeah,
Ebola.
we were
Now
talking
we're talking
Ebola.
about.
No, we are talking
And-
about.
and-
We're
and
talking about.
I like to put
Yeah,
Ebola
the
in
troops.
perspective. They've had 4,000 cases in Africa and it's killed over 2,000 people.
4,000 deaths.
Ebola was discovered or came out in 1976. It's now come to the United States.
Yeah, 'cause it kills too fast.
In 2004, over 40,000 people died from the influenza virus. It's a viral infection. It is not curable. It is treatable. And if we get the procedures and protocols in place, perhaps the people that contract the disease will survive.
Is
Now,
it fair
hang
for
on
the
a
right-
second.
let me get
That
Jeff
doesn't
in
that
here.
doesn't make sense on that. Hang on, let's phrase this.
Is it
no
fair for the right,
virus
though,
is
to
curable.
handle
We
it?
don't have a cure for any virus.
No, we
don't.
Okay.
Viral infections are not curable. They're treatable. Okay. The problem with this between flu and this is that Ebola has a 90% mortality rate. 70% or 80% if you read different reports.
70%.
So you don't get a
World
chance to make a
Organization.
mistake. That's why we shouldn't make mistakes.
That's 70% in Africa, where they do not have the health facilities we have in the United States.
We're 1 for 1 here, buddy.
No, not.
70% in
1 out of 4.
in
He's
West
right.
Africa. And the potential in a couple of
It's
months.
not an
for-
epidemic yet in the United States, but we need to be on our toes. We need to use proper procedures. We need to emulate the things the Doctors Without Borders are doing over in Africa.
But who's responsible for doing
and that is the problem, okay, is that the regulatory agencies we have over this were woefully ill-prepared for this sort of thing. And what you talked about a little bit earlier, no, it wasn't Bush's fault that Katrina hit. It was his fault for how FEMA handled the emergency afterwards, okay? It's not Obama's fault that we had Ebola here, but there's some things that we could be doing right now that we're not. One, limiting travel to Liberia. We don't need planes going back and forth between Liberia right now. Deal with that.
What's wrong with that argument,
You
Godfrey
can't,
Leggett?
you can't do that because anybody that can afford a plane ticket could leave Liberia and go to another country and fly in from there. How would you stop that?
You do realize air traffic control can shut some of that down?
You know what, Jeff? I don't believe that would
restrictions
work. I don't believe it
in
would
general.
work.
How do you know
Since
until
there
you
are
try it? I
restrictions
mean,
in
right now
country.
we got direct flights.
All
That's
you
the
got to
problem.
do is
And-
monitor the people.
Within 12
Reynolds?
months, expect an Ebola vaccine at $100 per head for every man, woman, and child in the United States.
$100.
That will have a mortality rate of about 0.1% with that alone, so you're talking about killing 10,000 people.
The voter
don't
ID
know.
law when Southeast Texas Weekly continues. Stay close.